Hey, what's up guys, Sam here. Happy holidays. Hope all of you are doing well. A lot of you may have unboxed a new iPhone 13 or 13 Pro recently, or even an iPhone in recent years like an 11 or a 12. So I came up with a list of some apps and games that can show off some of these new features. So let's go ahead and jump in. There's some really cool stuff I want to show you. First off, if you have gotten an iPhone 13 Pro, you can take special advantage of the new 120Hz display using this game called Phoenix 2. Not only is it visually stunning right here, it looks so ridiculously good. Like the colors on the new Retina displays, this will even look great on something like an iPhone 11 or 12. The gameplay is really fun, and you basically just shoot it. It reminds me of like a new school type of Galaga. I can only show you at 60 FPS here on YouTube, but it really feels like the ship is attached to your finger. And it's unlike anything I've ever experienced on an iPhone before. It's so much fun. Next up in the same vein, this one has been out for quite some time now by Hipster Whale. It's of course Crossy Road, but this has also been updated to work on the new displays here. When you go into a game, it looks just stunning. You can go ahead and see all of the animations moving so smoothly, and it's actually really hard to do this in talk, so I'm pretty proud of my performance already. It's essentially Frogger if you guys haven't. Following that, I'm sure there are some of you that see Candy Crush Soda Saga and are about to click off, but there's a reason it's on the list. There is haptic feedback because there's a haptic vibration motor inside of the newest iPhones that just feels like you're inside of the game. It's got this amazing vibration feedback. Every time you do something important, you get vibration feedback throughout your entire iPhone, and it feels reactive to where things are happening to me. It's so good, and I know you're like, Candy Crush, really? But I've never seen another game do it better. It just feels real fun, and anytime something special happens, you get these subtle taps, and I probably, it makes it more addictive. And now I'm playing Candy Crush in front of like 300,000 of you. It doesn't matter. It's fun, and I'm not going to be ashamed of my love for Candy Crush anymore. We'll be jumping back to some more games in a second, but I do want to show you guys Robinhood. This is the app that I use to invest my money. This is not a sponsorship, but if you guys do use my code down below, we both get a free stock, and especially like around the holidays, it's a good time to jump in. The reason I bring this up is because I genuinely want to raise awareness about investing. I know it's something that you hear about, and it sounds weird or sus, but I've been able to make money off of it, and I've been investing for Apple for a long time now, and many other companies. Plus, there's also cryptocurrencies that you can buy and sell in Robinhood too. I've had a really good experience on the app, and again, I know this is kind of a serious note, but I want you guys to be able to gain money as easy as you can, and investing has been that for me. So check out my link down below, and we both get something for free. Now, following that, if you have an iPhone 13 Pro or even an iPhone 12 Pro, you've got this extra black dot below the triple camera setup, and you're probably like, I don't even know what that is. That's actually the LiDAR sensor, and what it does is allow you to create these insane scenes using augmented reality. Let me show you guys how it works. So what you do is tap the record button right here, and I'm gonna walk away for a second and show you what I'm able to create. But really quickly, you can see how it's scanning the room around me. This is my studio where I do all of my work. And you're like, all right, where's this going? Let me show you. So I've just finished scanning my entire room, and it'll take just a sec to actually process everything. But this is what I've just created. You can see it's a three-dimensional scan of my room. In fact, if we zoom in, that's my desk right there, that's the monitor, and that's the tree. Now watch what happens if you tap on process. I've now created a really sick 3D scan of my room, like my entire room. You can see the walls, you can see where the window is at, you can see my foam padding, my tree. It really shows you how much power is inside of the LiDAR sensor that you might not have ever used. And I believe you can try this with an iPhone without a LiDAR sensor, it just won't be nearly as detailed or accurate or quick. So that one is called Polycam, and man, it is so neat. Next up, I don't know about you guys, but I've been tired of taking just like standard photos in the camera app. I mean, it's fine for people, but I don't know. I want to do something more special. So I found it Hipstamatic, which allows you to simulate these old retro cameras. And not only is the app beautifully designed, it's super fun too. So if I just take this photo real quick, you just swipe up to view whatever you just took, and you can see it adds an old style effect automatically. There are a decent amount of free cameras too. My favorite is definitely Instant, where you can take a photo just like this, like you have a standard Instant Kodak, and then you snap the photo, and it automatically prints it out like that and adds the bottom area, which, I mean, obviously is not the same as what a normal camera would be, but I like the simulated effect, and it's just really fun. So that's Hipstamatic. It's a good time. Another really good time is Prisma, which allows you to turn photos into paintings. So right here, I'm just going to take a quick selfie of me to demonstrate how this works. You can also use any photo you've taken in the past. And if you just tap on these styles, there's so many different styles you can choose from, and it's crazy how fast the processor inside handled these. I remember on an old phone, it took like 30 seconds sometimes to make the effect actually work. Here's a much better example of a photo of me. I can start moving these effects here, and you can see how it totally changes the shading and the vibe of the photo as you go through. It's it's cool, man. Like, it feels like somebody's sort of repainting these photos, and it happens instantly. But what if you want to make the art yourself and use the screen on your phone to do something really cool? Well, you could get this app called Pigment, in which you can actually paint. My favorite way to paint is using tap to fill, where it's super satisfying to see the color explode onto the page. But there's also this one where you can just tap on an area and then scribble it in a lot more lightly, and you've got this palette down here you can select from. It'll only affect that area too, so you can get a cool effect without it ruining the photo. I mean, this app is insanely well designed, and it is extremely satisfying to watch on the newest iPhones. Next up, if you guys have ever listened to a podcast, I would highly recommend checking out Overcast. This has been out since I think 2015, and I have not used a different podcast app since, and let me explain why. Obviously, the interface just is extremely clean, where Apple's podcast app is got a lot going on. Really, it's because of two features, because if you're listening to a podcast like mine that I do every week with John Prosser called Genius Bar, if you swipe over to the left here, there is this option called Smart Speed, which removes silences. You know, when people are talking and they just pause for a really long time and you're not sure if your audio cut out or if that's just the way the podcast is going, this speeds it up dynamically to remove those silences. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, and I use it every single time. I haven't disabled that since 2015. You can even watch it in real time, speed up or slow down depending on how much silence there is. And then there's the voice boost, which, you know, a lot of people are not the greatest with their actual audio and their podcast sound, so that will mix it a little bit better and more even and boost the audio between both or all of the hosts. I think this is on my list every year too for new apps for the iPhone because I just enjoy it that much. I also now couldn't imagine having to fly without Flighty. This app is out of this world cool. This is hands down the best flight tracking app that exists on the App Store. And it allows you to track random flights. Like, if you're just curious what's happening in the world around you, it will scan them automatically and add one to your map. Once you have done that, you can see more information than I ever thought was publicly available. Of course, you have the standard things like when the gate departure is and when it's planned to land, but you can also add your booking code or your seat. And then I was like, all right, what else can be there? Oh, the weather. You know, that's pretty handy if you're flying somewhere. But what about down here where it actually shows you the exact airplane model? It's super fun to see all of these on a map and then scroll down and know what kind of a plane it is and how far it can fly. This is so fun. I really think that they've done an outstanding job, and I will be keeping that on my phone probably forever. Running out this list, I've got 3 more games. This one I don't think is optimized for anything, but there's a reason Holio is on my list because it is so incredibly fun. You just tap the play button and you take your little hole and you eat other things. So once you keep collecting things, you'll start to get a little bit bigger, and then it gets a little bit easier. You guys probably see where this is going. It's like, oh, this is getting a little bit more fun to eat things. I might be as big to eat a car just shortly. So you keep going on the street, you're collecting things, and here we go. We're getting a little thicker. All right, we've been eating our protein, and now we're starting to eat the whole city. You guys see how this is just such a fun game, and you guys got to try it. And following that, I know, Pokemon Go, right? Apparently people still play this. I only re-downloaded it today when I learned that you can actually make it look beautiful. You guys see how laggy it is? Like, if you are on the map, you see how it's real slow and the animations just look bad? Yeah, it's looked like that since it came out. And I was like, they really haven't fixed that. Well, they actually have. There's a setting in here that is completely hidden from view. You have to go all the way down to the bottom to where you see advanced settings. I kid you not, it is hidden in here. And it says native refresh rate. Now, see how laggy and slow it is when I even just tap on that menu? Watch what happens now when you do native refresh rate. What? Why is this hidden, number one? Number two, why am I what is going on? This is beautiful now. Pokemon Go went from one of the ugliest games on the App Store to something that is phenomenal because it matches your native 120 Hz on an iPhone 13 Pro or the native 60 on an iPhone 13 or older. There was also a game that I didn't plan to still have on my phone because I wanted to forget that I realized I would probably be having on my phone for a while. It's of course Plague Inc. And with COVID still being a real tough time out there, guys, I hope you're staying safe. I thought this would be appropriate because it gets us to fantasize about a world where this was just a game, and that a virus that infected everyone was just a funny little meme. And guess what? It's reality, but it's still a really good game. It looks really nice on the newest iPhone screens, and it's timeless at this point. I've always had fun playing this, and it was way more fun as a kid, though, when it wasn't real. Anyway, guys, those are my top 13 apps and games for your iPhone 13. Let me know what your favorites are down below, or if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear it and share it with everybody else. I hope you're doing well. Happy holidays. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.